Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Cheap release, expensive release. Gonna start with the cheap one first. Now, just as a warning, I did back off the screw 2 turns to give the trigger a little bit more travel before it goes off. Just my own preference thing, but my good release is completely 100% stock out of the box. But what we want to do is we want to see how things group between using a expensive release or cheap release versus expensive. So this was 30 bucks for this TrueFire, and my True Ball release was 85 bucks Canadian dollars. So we're going to use the PSE Stinger 3G. It's set at 56 pounds a draw with 527 grain behemoth arrows. And it is windy out here, so I'm not expecting to get bullseyes because I know the wind's going to push my arrows and I have to go back to 20 yards, but I'm leaving the camera here for you guys. So we're going to start with a cheap release first, fire off 4, come and collect them, change releases, fire off another 4, and each release will be left up here. I pulled on this one, that was all me, but we did get a bullseye here and into the bullseye there a little bit, and one just off to the side. Hey, come on, wind, what do you want? So the way I see it, I mean, a more expensive release is definitely going to be the better way to go. You're definitely going to be a more accurate shooter. With practice, obviously, you need a lot of practice. I don't see any reason though why, even with a cheaper release, you couldn't do just as well with a lot of practice. But you will have to adjust that trigger looser like I did, and it did help a big difference on grouping. However, factory setup of the True Ball, I mean, it speaks for itself. This is a fantastic grouping in comparison. So it does help to have a quality release in the end. But if your budget doesn't dictate $85 or $100 or $200 for a release, well, then I guess you spend a little bit less money. Now, I realize that Americans watching this, that $30 release is probably about 20 bucks, and for you guys, a $30 release would be like a $45 release for us in Canada. So yeah, spend 20 bucks US, get the TrueFire, adjust the trigger sensitivity out 2 full turns. It's great. Okay, leave it the way it is, try it that way first. I like it better having that trigger with more travel with having 2 turns out. It does make a difference, but it ain't no True Ball, and it does not have the smoothness, release capabilities the same way the True Ball does, etc. So I do feel that in the end result, for me at least, I think a more expensive release, you're going to definitely get what you pay for. I mean, as far as longevity goes though, I mean, that TrueFire could still last for years. And I know there are people who have bought it with some really crummy Amazon reviews, because you can get it from there as well as Canadian Tire, but I do realize some people have gotten defective TrueFires, but I've seen defective releases on really expensive releases too. So what the heck's the difference? I mean, you just take your chances, order it. If it doesn't work out, then you send it back and get a refund or get them to replace it, or, you know, try something different. But this TrueFire though, for 30 bucks Canadian, I think I would recommend it if you're a beginner archer on a lower budget and you want something that can be adjusted to function really well. Then yeah, this is a good way to get you going, and you're going to do really well with it. I have better days where I do better. I have other days where I do worse, like anybody else. So, but today we definitely got a bunch of side cross winds, and that's not helping 100%, but you know, it's also not moving these arrows very much either. So we did far better though with the expensive True Ball over this, and that's kind of a hands down. And I've had a lot of time on this TrueFire too. I was out shooting it with the Stinger earlier, plus I pulled out my Apprentice again, I shot it. My buddy was shooting it yesterday, and he also shot it the last time before I adjusted it, and he noticed a difference with that screw out a couple turns, he actually did far better himself just with that adjustment. So it can be adjusted and it can help you to improve better. Now, I just don't know if we could adjust it out any further to make it even better, if it's worthwhile doing that. Like, I know we can do it, but is it going to make it any or better or not? We don't know, but maybe in time we'll figure that out. But that's my findings. You can leave your comments down below of what you thought of the difference between the two. And even though you saw the shots go okay, that's called editing. All right, I took a lot of time for each shot to make sure I get the best placement possible, and that's what we got between each release. And the True Ball, still for the more expensive release, did a better job helping these things group better. So that's just my opinion. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. We'll be sure to catch you on the next one. See ya.